Every once in a while, you see a tweet and you're like, we have to have more discussion about said tweet. I know that's a really broad topic. So I want to bring in Julie Lawson, who is the director of the Mayor's Clean City Initiative and Office. Julie, how's it going?
We're great this morning. How are you?
I'm good. Now it's so crazy because you like got into my brain as I was walking down the street the other day, and I was like, there's a lot of political signs still up. And hey, boys and girls, the election's been over for a while. So you then tweeted some really important information in the district, especially about those signs. What's the deal?
So in the district, campaign signs are legal in public space up until the election. And then after that, the campaigns have 30 days to pull those down. But it doesn't just have to be the campaigns. Regular people can take them down too. We know a lot of candidates do reuse their signs if they're running for office over and over. And so they tend to buy sturdier signs. I start with the paper ones because they start to fall apart fast and they look bad when they get moldy. It's not a good look for the candidate either.
Right. You don't want a moldy face sitting on a street sign. That's true.
And so it's time now. The election was more than a week ago, and it's time to start bringing those signs down.
Which it could be like, it could go two ways too, right? We're not going to talk about any campaign here, but like it could be cathartic to be like, to rip someone's sign down. Maybe they beat somebody that you liked, or you could possibly find a sign from someone that you supported and like, put it on your wall to be like, I supported that. Way to go.
I have a whole set of signs like that I've rescued and I keep as souvenirs.
What are you seeing on that where they say that, 30 days is as long as they can be up, and then what happens?
At that point, they are in the same category as all illegal signs, like all those cash for your home or cash for diabetes strips or all those other signs that are already illegal. And so you can get a fine for that.
No, does it actually happen? Like, does the mayor's office actually go after campaigns?
I think it's more shaming.
Got it. All right. That makes sense. And
because your name is on it. We know who did it.
That's true, right? Like it's specifically you because your name and sometimes your photo are there, and also your website, so we can absolutely track down who you are.
Right.
I know you focus on DC, but you also have done work to remove trash and to clean up Maryland. Do you know about Virginia, Maryland, what their sign rules are in case other people, want to help rip them down or pull them out?
Yeah, I took a look at this, and I don't have the Maryland info, but in Virginia, you have 5 days.
Oh, wow.
So, and in Fairfax County in particular, the signs can't be in the public right away at all, even before the election. They have to be on private space.
Virginia's not playing around. My goodness.
No.
And I love having you here because, by the way, your Twitter account is so great. I've learned so many things from you. Things I never thought that I would learn about trash and about sustainability and the environment of DC. You call yourself, the trash queen, or what is it that I've heard of you before?
Yeah, trash queen, trash chick, expert.
The trash chick. Perfect. Also, I was like, what else do you want to talk about? Well, we got you. And you're like, rats. So yeah. The floor is yours to tell me whatever you're going to tell me about rats and the district.
So rats love loose trash. They like greasy food. They like seafood. And since March, when we've all been home, we've seen where our rats live change because we're not eating downtown in the restaurants, and the restaurants aren't producing as much food and grease, but we're eating all that stuff at home. And so rat reports in neighborhoods in DC are up 50% since the beginning of the pandemic. And so some really easy ways to prevent that is, again, make sure your trash is bagged. Don't put it out too early, like take it out right before pickup if you can. If your can has been chewed, you have a DC can and it's been chewed up by rats, you can put a 311. You can call 311 or use the app or even tweet at them, and DPW can repair your can for free. So you don't have the nasty holes on your trash can anymore.
How does DC do when it comes to like rats compared to other cities?
I think so rats like to be near water, and though we don't always think about it, we're a city on 2 rivers. Mm-hmm. And so we're going to have a lot of rats. You might see them down on the waterfront mostly. But I think that sometimes when we get called out for having a big rat problem, it's also because we have really engaged residents who report them. And because that's how we measure how many we have, is how many reports did we get. So you also see it trending in places where you have a lot of active and engaged residents. It looks like there's a lot more rats there. But one thing that you can do, if you've got your whole block is having problems with it, you can put in a request to Department of Health, and they'll come out and treat your whole block for free on one day. And then they'll come back and check if they got everybody in the burrows, and they put this powder in the burrows to kill the rats. So it's safe for other animals because the rats die in there. So it's safe for all of our other domestic critters that might be out and about.
That's really important to know.
Yeah.
Is there a part of town, a neighborhood, a ward who has more rats than others? Like, I can speak anecdotally. The rats in Georgetown are just so bold. They will give you the little rat finger and be like, "I'm walking here. Hey, what are you doing?" They're just so, they seem to be like, they're so almost used to people, right? And they're just rats don't give a rip in Georgetown.
Yeah, Georgetown Business Improvement District has done some really innovative stuff to try to address that problem, including volunteers with terriers, dogs, going out late at night, and they will do more damage to those rats than a pest control company can do. 14 to 20 a night per dog. And then they also just are trying to train the rats to respond to the dogs to scare them, and that reduces their reproductive cycle.
Wait a minute, time out. There are like neighbors who have rat terriers who bring them out?
Yes.
Hang on. Is there like a Facebook group for this? Where do these rat terrier vigilantes come from?
You can contact the Business Improvement District and they will hook you up.
The bid rats. I had no idea. You just spawned my next interview. I can't even believe that there's a like an Avengers of neighbors who bring their rat terriers out to hunt rats in Georgetown. There's
some great stories in New York too about similar work. And if you think back, not that we were here for that, but when the Central Market, which is now where the National Archives are, when that was torn down in the 1920s, all the kids came with their dogs because they were going to earn money per rat that they killed. Wow. So the market was demolished and all the rats fled. And then the kids made money.
Like a side hustle to me if I've ever heard one.
Yeah.
Beats being a rideshare driver. You can go be a rat hunter.
Absolutely.
Julie Lawson, I want to talk trash with you anytime you have fun trash to talk about. It was so great having you on the show today. We learned about rats and election signs and, my goodness, so much more.
Absolutely. This was fun. I always love talking trash.